we must nourish our spiritual lives. We must keep ourselves at the forefront. It was a blending of learning, worshiping, community building, uplifting. It was transformational, y'all. I love hearing our youth talk about how they want to give and want to do more to spreading the word of Jesus and creating that love and a safe environment for people. And that's what she and her team are doing for the young people in that community. Seeking a professional counselor or therapist is a sign of strength and not weakness. When you take these right steps and you find the right support system to help you toward mental wellness, you can stay true to your own faith. Hello, it's Dr. Jewel. I am excited that I have this episode for you. The title of this episode is called Rooted in Wellness, and the reason I'm using it as the title is because it is a reflection on an event that I attended. Just really and truly was powerful. One thing I like about attending events, so many people like to attend those real big, massive events. I like to attend smaller events that can reach the audience. You have a tendency to meet the needs of that community that you're speaking with or to or around. So I just want to kind of just discuss about being rooted in wellness and let us consider that although we are in a very fast-paced world, we have pressures in our daily lives. We can have a state of a heaviness with our mental well-being and our emotional well-being, and trying to find that balance and strength is super important, because this event is going to be a segue into what I really want to speak to you about. So I attended an annual event. It was the third annual of something called Empower the Flower. It was hosted by 11-6, a Christian youth nonprofit organization that's kind of close to my heart, because the founder, or one of the founders who created this in May 2020, has found a way to nurture the spiritual and emotional growth of children and teens, equipping them with tools so that they can navigate some of these challenges that they have through guidance of the elders who are with that organization and the spiritual part of the Holy Spirit itself. And that's why I wanted to kind of come to you with this episode, Rooted in Wellness, is because we must root ourselves in the Word and have our faith so that we can serve our communities appropriately and have such a strength in our well-being. And when we're rooted in wellness, it is a reminder that we must have the mental capacity to have that deep spiritual connection and have it as our foundation. There's an importance that we have to have when we look at ourselves, when we consider who we are, not only physically and mentally, but spiritually nourished as well. When we're spiritually nourished, then we strengthen our physical nourishment and our mental nourishment. And I think that's one of the things that really enlightened me about this event, is that they used and infused all of it. So we're talking about the health and wellness, the mental health and wellness, the physical health and wellness, and the spiritual. And having all three of them, I'm telling you, it's a way that we can truly prioritize our mental wellness with faith and God as our guiding light. One of the themes that they used for this event was Your Soil Matters. That was the actual theme for the event. And I like that. Your soil matters. It's a wonderful metaphor about how we nurture our mental and our emotional well-being. Kind of like when we have the fertile soil, it provides the healthy part to the plant. So the stem, from the bottom of the roots to the stem, to the petals themselves, the flower itself. Can you, like, that's so near and dear to who we are. You know, most of us understand plant growth. Most of us understand that it starts with the roots, and the roots have to go down. You also see, like, a lot of times you'll see even examples of an iceberg, okay? And here's the water, here's the iceberg, and then underneath is the massive part of it. So that's where the base of it is, and that's where we're talking about Your Soil Matters, talking about the richness of the soils and the soil. And we must nourish our spiritual lives. We must keep ourselves at the forefront. I'm talking about ourselves. I can even say that when you care for others, even as a mom or a caregiver or anybody who is a caregiver, sometimes we tend to take a back seat. And this event wanted to make sure that people knew that there's no longer a time to sit in the back. He said front and center. And that's one of the things that I liked about it, because when we were on our way to the event, we had a chance to see the serene backdrop of the Virginia mountains and hills and valleys. And it was just beautiful. And to know that we were en route to be engaged in discussion, worship, and fellowship, that just, it just reaches your heart. You can only feel the joy, so that we can deeply meet the needs of ourselves and slow it down for just those few hours. Because this fast-paced world, this overwhelming world, you can get enveloped into it and get lost to the point where you just wake up, go to work, go fix some food real quick, get your fixed food, and go back to sleep. They had women in the community. They also had a keynote speech, and they had music. And the keynote speech attendees were encouraged to reflect on their own soul, to reflect on their emotional state, so that they can be better. And it brought everybody together, y'all. I love that. I love that, because everyone who was there, everyone was in a different walk of life. You know, they can share their experiences, they can support each other, they can state how they felt inspired by other participants. Everyone was able to gain insight into mental health awareness. And then we had some guests who were part of the women in the community, those other guest speakers, not the keynote, could show their connection with God and his timing and how it could be applicable to their lives. I just love that, because it was a blending of learning, worshiping, community building, uplifting. It was transformational, y'all. One key highlight was acknowledgement of leadership. I got to acknowledge leadership who was there. Her name is Ebony, and you'll see a picture of her and the two of us together. She's dear to me. She said, I have this in me, like I feel like I need to do more. And I love hearing our youth talk about how they want to give and want to do more to spreading the word of Jesus and creating that love and a safe environment for people. And that's what she and her team are doing for the young people in that community. And it's exciting to see. I also was elated to reconnect with other community members and to see how people have grown mentally, physically, and spiritually. It's just nice to see people and witness people who continue to develop. And they all are working hard to make sure that whoever they are, wherever they are, they're representing themselves accordingly. Now, positively, I have to say that I was honored to be one of the women in the community. And that's what they called us, women in the community, who shared their testimonies on the importance of health awareness. And many people gave a personal testimony, and you saw such strong women, resilient women. They shared the unique experiences, their insights right there, just transparent about some of the things that happened to them, what brought them where they are today, and the successes that they are currently acquiring. But the keynote speaker, and I'm going to say her name, she always talks about how she wants to make sure she can help others. Her name is Michelle Never Dunn. She is a licensed professional counselor and a certified clinical trauma professional. She delivered an exceptional message that resonated deeply with everyone, but I liked the power that she presented. The power of belief systems, the power of connection, the power of understanding and emphasizing the struggles that many of these women have endured, and how our strength needs to not come from all our struggles, but we need to root ourselves, and our strength needs to be from our self-care that we have, from being aware of what's happening in our own worlds. Because the way we nurture a flower, we pour into it, right? And our bodies need water, because that's all we're primarily made up of. We have to put the right foods in our bodies, right? And we have to put the right words in our bodies, that we have to surround ourselves with the right people. And that's what she emphasized. We need to prioritize holistic care, not focusing on the symptoms, but nurturing the entire being, mind, body, and spirit. where we incorporate faith, the relationship of God into our mental journey so we can have strength, purpose, and peace. All three of them are interconnected and they require our attention and care. Which three? Our mind and our spiritual health. And our body automatically will go in alignment with it. The second one I would like to discuss is seek community and support. If you're in a state where you need to have mental health assistance, you're not alone in this journey. I want you to surround yourself with supportive people in your community who share some really positive values that can guide you through the difficult times. And I'm going to share some ways that you can actually explore about getting those needs met. Engage yourself into family-based groups. Stay around those who are positive, such as your friends. If your friends are not giving you positive words, they're not your friends. Involve yourself in a church community that understands the importance of both mental and spiritual well-being. Number 3, I want you to embrace professional help. Seeking a professional counselor or therapist is a sign of strength and not weakness. That's one of the things the guest talked about. Faith and professional guidance together is a work of art. It helps you navigate your challenges in life. A trained therapist can offer specific tools, that can offer specific strategies that will help you value who you are and help you achieve the appropriate mental wellness. So the 3 things that I would like to tell you are, number 1, prioritize your holistic care. Number 2, seek community support and embrace professional help. Tell you, all of those are extremely important. If you're considering counseling, I want you to make sure that you're finding the right counselor, and that is crucial, okay? I want you to first begin by exploring Psychology Today, where you can search for a therapist based on your needs, including those who may integrate faith into their practices. If you're at work and you realize your job is having that issue, you have EAP, that is Employee Assistance Programs, where they usually provide maybe 4 counseling sessions that are paid for you. And there are also various hotlines that are out there as well. But not only that, if need be, call your primary care physician, and that nurse on that line can actually help you. Now, a few tips that you keep in mind is you want to find a therapist. If you really want somebody who's faith-based, make sure that they're compatible with your beliefs. Not everybody has the same track. So find out if it's in alignment with your belief system. Make sure you're comfortable with them and you trust them. Not everybody is comfortable with the first counselor. If you aren't, there are other counselors out there. Trust me, there are plenty of people out there. But my bigger thing, if I had anything to say to anybody as a call to action, is make sure their credentials and their experiences are intact. Make sure they are licensed, and they're licensed in your area that you need the help in. And if you need something specific like anxiety, find someone who focuses on anxiety. Depression, find someone who focuses on depression. If it's trauma, make sure it is the right person who focuses on trauma. When you take these right steps and you find the right support system to help you toward mental wellness, you can stay true to your own faith, okay? I just want to say this episode is about mental health and wellness, staying rooted in our wellness, making sure that you're on the right track, the importance of community, the role that we play in supporting each other in our journeys. I am grateful that I had an opportunity to give you a few insights of how to help yourself as you can consider this conversation of being rooted in wellness. And may you continue to have a blessed and wonderful day. And remember that I want you to remain healthy, and I want you to be cognitive happy. Okay, have that cognitive happiness, all right? So thank you so much once again for tuning in. I am Dr. Jewel, and may you please have a wonderful, wonderful day. Take care.